Welcome back to Bayou Mac History, where we present American historical events through the distinctive perspective of Louisiana. I'm Mac. Our prior episodes cover the Louisiana Purchase of 1803, which dramatically enlarged the United States, and the Battle of New Orleans in 1815, which affirmed that expansion against external threats. President Thomas Jefferson, ever the visionary, recognized the need to understand his new acquisition. He authorized a secret congressional appropriation to fund an expedition aimed at exploring the vast territory, seeking a transcontinental water route, documenting natural resources, and initiating relations with indigenous nations. This endeavor, known as the Corps Discovery and led by Meriwether Lewis and William Clark, stands as one of the most ambitious explorations in American annals.
The expedition commenced in May 1804 from St. Louis, a settlement then within the Louisiana Territory and steeped in French and Creole traditions. These cultural elements influenced early logistics, including the recruitment of French-speaking boatmen essential for river navigation. The Mississippi and Missouri rivers, vital arteries tied to Louisiana's economic and geographic identity, served as the initial pathway westward, connecting the journey directly to New Orleans as the territory's primary port. Jefferson's confidential instructions to Lewis encompassed scientific inquiry, diplomatic outreach, and commercial assessment, reflecting Enlightenment ideals while foreshadowing expansionist policies. Meriwether Lewis, selected as Jefferson's aide and trained in botany, astronomy, and medicine, co-led with William Clark, an experienced military officer and mapper whose practical skills balanced Lewis's scholarly approach. The Corps comprised approximately 40 members, soldiers, hunters, interpreters, and Clark's enslaved valet, York, whose presence and contributions challenged contemporary racial norms and aided interactions with native groups. A pivotal recruitment was Sacagawea, a Lemhi Shoshone woman who joined with her husband, the French-Canadian trader Toussaint Charbonneau. Her linguistic abilities, knowledge of terrain, and diplomatic role, particularly in securing horses from her kin, proved indispensable. The initial phase involved ascending the Missouri River against strong currents, encountering challenging wildlife such as grizzly bears, and navigating interactions with nations like the Ottawa and Sioux. Winter 1804-1805 was spent at Fort Mandan among the Mandan and Hidatsa, facilitating ethnographic documentation and alliances. Spring 1805 brought encounters with immense bison herds on the Great Plains and the dramatic sighting of the Rocky Mountains. Securing Shoshone horses via Sacagawea's meditation enabled the arduous Continental Divide crossing through the Bitterfoot Range.
Navigating snow-covered passes with limited provisions must have been invigorating. One imagines the Corps appreciating the scenery, though perhaps less so when rations dwindled to candle wax and portable soup.
The descent to the Pacific via the Clearwater, Snake, and Columbia rivers involved perilous rapids and further native engagements, including with the Nez Perce, who provided critical guidance. Winter quarters at Fort Clatsop near the Pacific allowed coastal observations, though no viable northwest passage emerged. The return journey in 1806 divided the group temporarily for additional mapping before reuniting and arriving back in St. Louis in September, having covered over 8,000 miles in 2 years and 4 months. Louisiana's imprint is evident throughout. St. Louis's multicultural community supplied expertise in rivercraft, the territory's acquisition enabled the venture, and the Mississippi system linked exploration of New Orleans commerce. French-descended interpreters bridged cultural gaps, reflecting the region's colonial legacy. The expedition yielded extensive scientific contributions. hundreds of plant and animal specimens, detailed maps, and ethnographic records, advancing knowledge profoundly. Diplomatically, it asserted American presence amid competing claims. Yet legacies include complex native impacts, as expansion often displaced indigenous peoples. The journey embodied resilience, curiosity, and the era's ambition, shaping perceptions of the American West.
The Lewis and Clark expedition illuminated the Louisiana Territory's potential, transforming geographic mystery into national opportunity. Should this detailed account prove informative, please like the video, subscribe for future episodes, and suggest topics in the comments. Thank you for viewing Bayou Mac History.